NYWC started around September of 2000 in a little martial arts dojo in Hicksville. From there we moved to a garage, a small garage. Well, if you could have seen the garage we were in, it was a garage with no heat. We had electric, we didn't have running water, no bathrooms. So, you know, it was very bare, basic, minimal. And from there we moved to the community center in Deer Park around 2003. And we've been in the building now, we are now in Brook Avenue in Deer Park since 2008. The original class was around 2 or 3 people, and now we have about 35 or 40 students.
It's very hard with the economy the way it is to get people in the seats, so it's really all about like homegrown talent and people that are around here. Names really don't draw anymore. It's really about the guys that have passion and heart, that want to pound the street, get the friends and family in to check out their first few matches and experience their road to hopefully the WWE. We've had actually 4 guys get contracts for World Wrestling Entertainment. We've had Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Trent Beretta, and Mike from the Spirit Squad. 3 out of the 4 are still signed World Wrestling Entertainment, so we're actually very proud of all 4 of them. As you can see tonight, we had Matt Striker come back. Matt is actually a really great part of the NYWC family. And at any time, at any of our training sessions, if Trent Beretta is up from Florida, or Kurt Hawkins, or Zack Ryder want to come down and work out, they stop by and help out our guys and then just pass along the knowledge that they're getting up in the best company in the world. That's WWE.
It's a nice building, we do good shows, and it's going a long way.
Everything and anything you can learn is what the school teaches you, from doing promos.
How's that feel, buddy? We'll see you Friday.
Developing a character. Some guys are given a character, some guys create their own.
That's all of 3 seconds, and like I said, you weren't victorious, but you definitely made a statement. From the grace of God, it's exactly what I want to do.
We do cardio, we do conditioning, we do jump rope, squats, core training, we'll do sparring matches, we do drills that WWE use down in Florida Championship Wrestling.
When you come in with WC, you're given everything to learn and go to the next level.
We do in-ring training, we do blow-up drills.
There's sometimes where you just kind of go here, your kick looks soft, but it's this. It looks not as good. You want to get the same exact kick, you grab your throat,
You learn the moves, you learn how to fall in the beginner's class, the more advanced is like an open ring.
Here, there's a lot of what's called daylight. Pick them up, just make sure there's no daylight whatsoever. Just keep his chin. But don't ever get a lot of guys do this whole girls get away with it. Girls get away with it. Why? Because guys are always, let's run an all-girl show. Big show. Girls are things because you're different from what's else on the show. You know?
It's probably why this place, maybe besides FCW in Florida, which is WWE's training camp, this is probably the top school in the country.
See, set them off, drop down, it's cool, that works.
You know, all the places that other people have been to that they've learned drills from around the world, we incorporate that into our training, so we get the best of everything.
Guys don't cover the negative aspect, and I think there, you know, in my opinion, there's definitely a lot of negative aspect of wrestling. I mean, a lot, you know, we don't want to talk about it. You know, us as workers, of course, we never expose a negative aspect about something we love. I mean, we do this because we love it. You know that. The closed doors are behind the curtain. It really is a different world behind a closed door and a curtain. You know, and you know, people get a shock value just coming into an independent company, especially when it's dressed up like this. You know, screen and a nice entranceway. Some people just have a curtain over a door. When you come to a place like this and you're seeing what you love on TV and it's up close, it's such a different look at it. I mean, it's such an intimate setting. You know, so what the people don't see is when you walk in the back. You know, it goes from heaven and hell. You know, and you know, you get in the back, you sit down, and you come off your adrenaline, your life starts kicking. Anybody says if there's not 2 different people to your life as a wrestler, they're wrong. I mean, or they're just lying. You get in there, your character is so much different than what you are, you know, outside the ring. Some guys have the pleasure of being able to pull off what they are outside the ring, inside the ring. But the biggest difference is when you sit down in the locker room and the adrenaline wears down. You know, some guys are taking painkillers, some guys are just doing drugs. You know, just to keep your body feeling good and not feeling any pain. You know, and some people go through divorces, some people have a problem with their their significant other, some people have kids. So, you come off the high and you sit back and you become just another average person. A guy has to turn around and ask himself, is it something that I would give up for my family, or am I going to sacrifice that to keep going? Wrestling becomes a relationship. Sometimes it can either be your girlfriend or wrestling. A lot of guys pick wrestling. I've done it. And then some guys try to hold on to their relationship. Keep the wrestling. Keep your girlfriend. And you're keeping wrestling higher than your girlfriend. Same song and dance. It's just like, oh yeah, don't worry, I can handle it. And it's the hardest thing. And it's a hard thing to have a stance on. It really is. And I kick myself in the ass to this day on some of the people that I've lost, friends and girlfriends. And that's just the real hard truth about it. This business is not what you think it is, and it's not, it's not the glory and the spotlight that you're all searching for. And everybody comes in there, oh, I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna be on TV. That's your goal. But it's not even a slow realization, it's a quick realization that that is not what it is.
I'd say 90% of everyone that's a professional wrestler grew up watching it, and that's something I always wanted to do. And I was 17, and I decided that it was time to maybe let's go for it. Rather not be 30, knowing what if.
One day I was at home, I was watching Sting versus Ric Flair before their big Clash of the Champion match, and I looked at it and said, "This is what I want to do." So I went up and told my mom, "Hey mom, I'm gonna be a pro wrestler." She's like, "Yeah, right. Go play." Lo and behold, here I am.
I was never a fan. I never even watched a day of wrestling until I had the idea that I wanted to be a wrestler. I was just sitting on the bed reading a book about feudal Japan when all of a sudden I had this overwhelming urge, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should be a pro wrestler. So I started watching it on TV, going to matches, and I signed up.
I went to NYU to study acting professionally. I had to drop out. After I dropped out, I decided to join a wrestling school in Maryland called Bone Breakers. When their ring announcer left to join the police academy, the promoter at the time, Danny McDevitt, asked me, hey, do you want to try your hand at ring announcing? And the rest is history.
Back in 1998, after high school came to an end, I decided I always loved professional wrestling, and one night I saw ECW on television. I saw a guy, 5'9", win the ECW championship. His name was Mikey Whipwreck, and ever since then I thought I could do it.
The house I work in is called High Functioning. It's known for people with mental disabilities. So basically, I'm there to help their needs. So it's basically like a frat house. I hang out all day, but it is technically a job.
I'm married, I have 2 kids, 2 daughters. I went to college, I have my 4-year degree in accounting. I am a financial analyst for Vitamin Water.
I've been working in retail, to supplement my income in addition to doing, ring announcing.
I work for an environmental testing lab on the laboratory systems that so I pick up collect samples.
Growing up, my favorite wrestler that basically got me into wrestling was The Undertaker. And from there, it was Jake Roberts, who at the time, I was so young I didn't realize how good he really was until I got into the business. But Raven, Vampiro, Great Muta, Undertaker, Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow. I like the darker guys, the more maniacal, not the clean babyface. So Hulk Hogan, Rick Steamboat, was up for me.
Anybody that went against Hulk Hogan, because I was loving the bad guys, and I hated good guys winning. But as I got a little older, some of my favorites, Mikey Whipwreck, because he was the same height as I was, and Rey Mysterio Jr. Anybody that was under 6 foot, I thought was the greatest thing because I was under 6 foot, and I was like, wow, I can actually do this. But one of my all-time favorites was Mick Foley. I mean, if you ever saw Hell in a Cell in 1998, you saw him flying off the cage, that's real. So to get your other question, is it real? Yeah, that's real. How do you fake a 20-foot drop onto a table? But I just like the guys that were larger than life. And Sergeant Slaughter in the 90s, I mean, I know it was edgy to root for Iraq, but I definitely love Sergeant Slaughter because it was just so real. That passion that he had, and people would just get so angry at him. I mean, that's what professional wrestling is all about. When you can get people to lose their mind in it and just get so angry and throw stuff and just be so passionate about it, that's what it's all about. These athletes go out there 300 plus days of the year. There's no seasons for these athletes. They go out there, they give 110%, and it is real.
It's my passion, so it actually keeps me sane. Who would have thought rubbing oil, wearing spandex, and rolling around the ring with another man would have made me happy?
It's a lot more real than a lot of people think that it is. The amount of passion and sort of professionalism that these guys put into their craft is tantamount to any method actor or 6-time NBA winning championship team.
You fit it in. You have to make the sacrifice if you want to make it. There's no excuses. It is what it is.
As a fan, or as even a kid, you're looking up at this and you become a superhero to these kids. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the best part of the job.
It's kind of is my life. It's all consuming, but it's great. I'm tired and more beat up than everybody else.
So, do they have to hit the mat hard? Yes. Do people get injured? Yes.
That ring is just steel, plywood, and a wrestling mat. If you ever see a wrestling mat, it's about maybe an inch and a half thick. So that's what we're landing on.
It's a hybrid. It's not sports, it's not entertainment, it's not a theater play, it's not a 9-inning baseball game, it's not a football 4-quarter, game. It's a combination of its own. In a nutshell, it's as real as you want it to be.
This is always fun.
One very big dysfunctional, brother and sister deal. And